In this life there is an invisible current, a stream of consciousness that moves all things in divine order. You may not always perceive its motion, and there will be times when your human senses will tempt you into believing that nothing is happening. It is in those moments when nothing seems to change that you must hold firm to the understanding that what is meant for you will always come, and it will come at the right time. We often find ourselves restless, yearning for the next step in our journey, impatiently awaiting that which we believe will fulfill our desires. The mind races asking, why hasn't it arrived yet? This is the temptation of the surface level, where we observe only the outer form of things and mistake silence for stagnation. But if you could peer into the depths of your being, if you could quiet the noise of the world long enough, you would realize that your desire is already moving toward you, not in a visible manner, but in the realm where all things are first conceived. You see, every experience, every object, every event in your life must begin in imagination. The outer world is merely a shadow cast by the inner world, a reflection of what you hold in your awareness. You may look around and feel as though you are surrounded by lack or delay, but I tell you that is only because you have not yet realized the power you possess. You are the creator of your experience. Every thought, every feeling, every assumption you hold within your mind is weaving together the tapestry of your reality. The key is to trust the process. There is no force in this universe that is out to deny you your desires. The only thing standing between you and what you seek is your belief that it is separate from you. The moment you shift your consciousness to align with the feeling of having already received it, it begins to move toward you. You do not have to chase it, you do not have to struggle to force it into existence. The universe operates under the law of perfect timing, and when you align yourself with this truth, you will understand that everything unfolds precisely when it should. Many people misunderstand the concept of timing. They see it as something imposed upon them from the outside, as though they must wait for the stars to align in some arbitrary way before they can have what they want. But the truth is, time is not a fixed entity, it is a fluid construct, molded by your state of being. When you are in harmony with your desire, when you can feel the joy, peace, and fulfillment of having already received it, time bends to your will. What may have taken years to manifest in the past can come in an instant when you dwell in the right state of consciousness. It is not enough to merely want something, you must live in the assumption that it is already yours. This is where many falter. They think of their desires as something distant, something they hope to one day attain. But in doing so, they keep it at arm's length. To truly manifest, you must live in the end. You must adopt the feeling of having already achieved what you seek. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions must reflect the state of the person who already has it. Only then will it flow to you naturally, effortlessly. You do not plant a seed in the ground and then dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust that beneath the soil, invisible to your eyes, the seed is germinating, taking root, and in time will sprout. So too, must you trust the process of your own creation. Once you have planted the seed of desire in your imagination, allow it the space to grow. Do not concern yourself with how or when it will manifest. The how is not your concern. Your job is to nurture the feeling of its fulfillment, to water the seed with faith, and to know that it is already on its way. Often we are tempted to look outside of ourselves for signs of progress. We become anxious, scanning the horizon for some indication that our desire is coming. But this is the wrong approach. The external world is always a reflection of the internal state. And if you are searching for signs, it means you are still operating from a place of lack. You must know, without a shadow of a doubt, that what you want is already yours. When you can achieve this inner knowing, the outer world will rearrange itself to match your belief. It must, for that is the law. Now, you may be wondering, if I have done all of this, why has my desire not yet appeared in my life? The answer lies in your relationship with time. You see, timing is a function of alignment. If there is any part of you that still harbors doubt, fear, or a sense of unworthiness, that will delay the manifestation. But do not despair. Even these moments of doubt are part of the process. They are opportunities for growth, for refinement, for you to strengthen your conviction. Every delay you perceive is not a punishment or a denial. It is a chance for you to deepen your faith, to become more aligned with the person you need to be in order to receive what you have asked for. So do not rush the process. Do not allow impatience to rob you of the joy that is available to you right now. There is beauty in the journey, even in the waiting. Trust that what you have asked for is already on its way, and in the meantime, focus on aligning yourself with the feeling of its fulfillment. Live as though it is already done, because in the deeper reality it is. Everything you desire already exists in potential. It is simply waiting for you to align with it. You must understand that there is no such thing as a wasted moment. Every experience, every interaction, every seemingly mundane task is part of the grand tapestry of your life. Even in the waiting, even in the silence, things are moving. The universe is always in motion, always orchestrating the perfect conditions for your desire to manifest. You may not see it, but beneath the surface, everything is aligning in your favor. It is often in the moments when we let go, when we release our grip on how and when things should happen, that they come to us. When you are no longer fixated on the outcome, when you trust that it will come in the perfect time, you open yourself up to receive it. This is not to say that you should become passive or complacent. On the contrary, you must be active in your faith. But your activity is not in chasing or forcing, it is in embodying the feeling of already having received. It is in maintaining the inner conviction that all is well, that everything is unfolding as it should. There is a divine order to all things, and when you align yourself with this order, you begin to move with the flow of life, rather than against it. You realize that what is meant for you cannot pass you by. You no longer feel the need to compare your journey to anyone else's, for you understand that each person is on their own unique path. What is right for them may not be right for you, and that is okay. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything that is meant for you is already on its way. Remember this, the universe is always working in your favor, even when it doesn't seem like it. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in yourself. What you desire will come to you at the right time, in the right way, and when it does, you will look back and realize that it could not have happened any other way. All is well, and all will be well. Live in the knowing that your desires are already fulfilled. Feel the joy, the peace, and the gratitude of having received them, and then release it. Let go of the need to control the outcome. Trust that it is already done, and in the perfect time it will come to you. When you can do this, you will experience the true magic of creation. You will realize that you are not separate from your desires, but that they are already a part of you, waiting to unfold in the physical realm. And when they do, it will feel as though they had been with you all along, because in truth they have. Trust in divine timing is a fundamental concept that underpins the entire process of manifestation and spiritual growth. It speaks to the profound realization that there is a higher intelligence at work in the universe, one that operates with precision and purpose. Trusting in divine timing means surrendering to the flow of life, allowing things to unfold naturally, and understanding that everything happens exactly when it is meant to happen. This concept is often difficult to grasp in a world that emphasizes control, urgency, and instant gratification, but it is essential to inner peace and the manifestation of one's desires. When we talk about divine timing, we are acknowledging that there is an order and rhythm to life that is beyond human comprehension. It's easy to become impatient, especially when we are deeply invested in our desires. We want to see results immediately. However, the universe operates on its own timeline, and it is not always aligned with our personal sense of urgency. The challenge, therefore, is to cultivate patience and trust in the process, even when there is no outward sign of progress. This trust is not passive, it is an active faith in the benevolence and intelligence of the universe. The illusion of control is one of the greatest obstacles to trusting in divine timing. As humans, we are conditioned to believe that we must constantly be doing, pushing and forcing things to happen. We think that if we are not in control, then nothing will move forward. But in reality, much of life's magic happens when we step back and allow things to unfold in their own time. By trying to control every aspect of our lives, we often disrupt the natural flow of events and create unnecessary stress and resistance. True power comes from the ability to let go, to surrender to the higher forces at play, and to trust that what is meant for us will come when the time is right. Furthermore, there is great wisdom in divine timing because it ensures that we receive what we need when we are truly ready for it. Sometimes we may think we are ready for something when, in reality, we still have internal growth to do. If we were to receive our desires prematurely, we might not be able to fully appreciate or sustain them. The time that passes between asking for something and receiving it is not a delay or a denial, it is a period of preparation. It is during this time that we are being shaped into the person who can fully receive and steward the blessing we seek. Trusting in divine timing means trusting that you are being prepared, even when you cannot see it. One of the key aspects of trusting in divine timing is learning to be present. Often we are so focused on the future, on what we want to happen, that we miss the beauty and lessons of the present moment. But it is in the present moment that life is lived, and it is in the present that we lay the foundation for the future. When you trust in divine timing, you begin to understand that there is no need to rush, no need to push. Everything is unfolding perfectly, and the present moment is exactly where you need to be. By grounding yourself in the present, you open yourself up to the guidance and opportunities that are right in front of you, rather than being consumed by anxiety about the future. Trusting in divine timing also means trusting in yourself. It means believing that you are on the right path, even when things don't seem to be going the way you expected. There may be times when your journey feels slow or difficult, but these moments are not signs of failure or misalignment. They are opportunities for growth, for deepening your faith in yourself and in the universe. When you trust in divine timing, you cultivate resilience, knowing that everything is happening for a reason, even if that reason is not immediately clear. Moreover, divine timing teaches us that delays are often blessings in disguise. What may appear to be a setback or a delay is often the universe's way of protecting us or guiding us towards something better than we had imagined. There are countless stories of people who, in hindsight, realized that their delays or detours were the very things that led them to greater opportunities or deeper fulfillment. Trusting in divine timing allows us to stay open to these possibilities, rather than becoming frustrated or disheartened by what we perceive as obstacles. Finally, trusting in divine timing brings a sense of peace and surrender. When you truly believe that everything is happening in perfect order, you no longer feel the need to worry or stress about when things will happen. You are able to relax into the flow of life, knowing that what is meant for you will come in its own time. This doesn't mean that you stop working toward your goals or give up on your desires. It simply means that you trust that the universe is handling the details, and you can release the anxiety that comes with trying to control the outcome. Trusting in divine timing is about aligning with the flow of life rather than resisting it. It is about understanding that everything happens at the right moment, not a second too soon or too late. It is about surrendering the need to control every aspect of your journey and embracing the wisdom that comes from waiting for the right time. When you trust in divine timing, you align yourself with the greater forces at work, and you open yourself up to receive your desires in the most beautiful, harmonious way possible. Align with the feeling of fulfillment speaks to the profound concept that our external reality is a reflection of our internal state. What we experience in life is not dictated by chance or external circumstances, but by the vibration we hold within. When you align yourself with the feeling of already having what you desire, you set in motion the forces that bring that desire into physical form. This concept can be difficult to grasp at first, because we are so conditioned to believe that we must see things before we can feel them. But the true power of creation lies in the ability to feel it first, even before it materializes. One of the key aspects of aligning with the feeling of fulfillment is learning to live in the end. This means that instead of waiting for the external world to give you permission to feel happy, successful, or loved, you cultivate those feelings within yourself first. You begin to think, act, and feel as though your desire has already been fulfilled. This may feel unnatural at first, but it is one of the most powerful practices you can adopt. When you feel as though your desire is already yours, the universe responds by aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities that mirror that internal state. It's important to understand that this isn't about pretending or forcing yourself to feel something you don't believe. It's about shifting your focus away from the absence of what you want, and instead nurturing the emotions that would naturally arise if your desire had already manifested. If you desire a loving relationship, instead of dwelling on loneliness or frustration, you begin to cultivate the feelings of love, joy, and connection within yourself. You treat yourself with the same love and respect that you would expect in a relationship. In doing so, you become a vibrational match for the love you seek, and it becomes easier for that love to find its way to you. Aligning with the feeling of fulfillment is also about recognizing the power of your imagination. Your imagination is not a place of idle fantasy, it is the creative engine of your life. Everything you experience in the physical world was once an idea in someone's mind. By engaging your imagination, you can practice feeling the reality of your desire before it arrives. You can visualize what it would feel like to have already achieved your goals, to live in the house you want, to have the career you dream of, or to be in the relationship you desire. The more vividly you can imagine it, and the more deeply you can feel it, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. One of the challenges people face when trying to align with the feeling of fulfillment is doubt. It's easy to feel like you are pretending or deceiving yourself, especially when your current reality looks very different from what you desire. However, this is where faith comes into play. Faith is not about blindly believing that something will happen, it is about knowing that your internal state will eventually manifest in the external world. And you must hold steadfast to the feeling of fulfillment even when there is no physical evidence to support it. This is the essence of living in the end, and it is a practice that requires patience and trust. Another important aspect of aligning with the feeling of fulfillment is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can emit, and it naturally aligns you with the feeling of having already received. When you are grateful for what you already have, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive more. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from what is missing to what is present. This shift in focus not only changes how you feel, but also changes the frequency you are emitting. The more you practice gratitude, the more you attract experiences and circumstances that reflect that vibration of abundance. It's also important to remember that aligning with the feeling of fulfillment is not about being in denial of your current circumstances. It's about choosing to focus on the reality you wish to create rather than dwelling on the one you want to leave behind. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending that problems don't exist. It means holding on to the belief that you have the power to change your reality through your feelings and thoughts. You acknowledge where you are, but you don't allow it to define you. Instead, you define yourself by the reality you are creating. The more you align with the feeling of fulfillment, the more momentum you build. Your energy becomes focused and clear, and this clarity allows the universe to respond quickly and decisively. You will start to notice synchronicities, opportunities, and people showing up in your life in ways that support your desires. This is the universe's way of reflecting back the energy you are emitting. The key is to maintain that alignment consistently, even when the outer world seems unchanged. Trust that the changes are happening beneath the surface, and in time they will be visible. Aligning with the feeling of fulfillment is about embodying the emotional state of having already received your desire. It is about living in the end, using your imagination, practicing gratitude, and maintaining faith even in the face of doubt. By aligning your internal state with the reality you wish to create, you become a powerful co-creator with the universe, drawing your desires into your life with ease and grace. This alignment is not just a mental exercise, it is a way of being that transforms how you experience the world and allows you to create the life you truly desire. Let go of control and attachment delves into one of the most challenging aspects of manifestation and personal growth. Many people believe that in order to manifest their desires, they must exert control over every aspect of the process. They think that if they are not constantly pushing, planning, and managing, nothing will happen. However, this mindset creates resistance and limits the flow of abundance into their lives. Letting go of control and attachment is about surrendering the need to micromanage the outcome. trusting that the universe has its own way of delivering what you want, often in ways that are far beyond your imagination. One of the first things to understand when learning to let go of control is that control is often rooted in fear. We try to control situations because we are afraid that things won't turn out the way we want them to. We fear disappointment, failure, or the unknown, and so we cling tightly to our own plans and expectations. But this fear-based approach to life keeps us in a state of tension and anxiety. It limits our ability to see the bigger picture and to allow the universe to work its magic. By letting go of control, you release the tension and open yourself up to the infinite possibilities that exist beyond your immediate awareness. Letting go of control does not mean giving up on your desires or becoming passive. It's not about resigning yourself to whatever happens without taking action. Instead, it's about releasing the need to dictate how things must unfold. You still take inspired action toward your goals, but you do so with the understanding that you do not have to figure out every detail. The universe operates with an intelligence far greater than our own, and it knows the fastest, most harmonious route to bring your desires to fruition. When you let go of control, you allow the universe to guide you toward the right people, opportunities, and circumstances that will help manifest your desires in ways you may not have anticipated. Attachment, like control, is another form of resistance that can block the flow of manifestation. Attachment happens when we become fixated on a specific outcome, believing that our happiness or success depends on it. We attach ourselves to one way of achieving our desires, and in doing so, we close ourselves off to the many other ways the universe could fulfill our wishes. This attachment creates a sense of desperation, and desperation is a low vibration that repels what we want. When you are attached to an outcome, you send out the signal that you don't believe you will be okay without it. This energy of lack and neediness pushes your desire further away. Letting go of attachment is about cultivating a sense of inner wholeness and trust. It's about knowing that your well-being and happiness are not dependent on any external condition. When you can detach from the outcome, you signal to the universe that you are open to receiving what is best for you, even if it doesn't come in the exact form or timing you imagined. This openness allows the universe to work on your behalf, often bringing you something even better than what you originally wanted. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means trusting that no matter what happens, you will be okay, and that life is unfolding perfectly for you. One of the most powerful ways to practice letting go of control and attachment is to focus on the feelings behind your desire rather than the specific outcome. For example, if you desire a particular job, it's not the job itself that you truly want, but the feelings of accomplishment, financial stability, and purpose that you believe the job will provide. By focusing on those feelings rather than the job itself, you align yourself with the energy of your desire without becoming attached to one specific outcome. This allows the universe to bring those feelings into your life in various ways, which might include the job you want, but could also include other opportunities that you hadn't considered. Another important aspect of letting go of control is releasing the need for instant gratification. In today's world, we are conditioned to expect immediate results, and when things don't happen quickly, we become anxious or frustrated. But manifestation operates on divine timing, and things often take longer to materialize because certain conditions need to align first. When you let go of control, you also let go of the need for things to happen on your timeline. You trust that the universe is orchestrating everything behind the scenes and that it will all come together at the right moment. Patience is a key part of this process. It's about being willing to allow things to unfold naturally, without forcing or rushing them. Letting go of control also means releasing the need for certainty. Many of us are uncomfortable with uncertainty because it makes us feel vulnerable. But it is in the space of uncertainty that the greatest opportunities for growth and transformation lie. When you let go of the need to know exactly how things will turn out, you allow yourself to be surprised by life. You open yourself up to possibilities that you hadn't previously considered. This requires a leap of faith, but it is in this space of not knowing that you can experience the most profound breakthroughs. The unknown is where the magic happens, and by letting go of the need for certainty, You make room for the miraculous. Finally, letting go of control and attachment requires self-trust. You must trust that you are worthy of your desires and that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. When you trust yourself, you don't feel the need to control every aspect of the process because you know that no matter what happens, you will be able to navigate it. You trust that the universe is always conspiring in your favor and that everything is working out for your highest good. This trust allows you to relax into the process, to enjoy the journey, and to remain open to all the wonderful things that are coming your way. Letting go of control and attachment is about releasing fear, trusting in the process, and being open to the infinite ways that the universe can fulfill your desires. It's about shifting your focus from micromanaging the outcome to cultivating the inner state that attracts what you want. By letting go, you allow life to flow more easily, and you align yourself with the natural abundance and grace of the universe. This surrender does not diminish your power, it enhances it. For in letting go, you make space for the divine to step in and co-create your reality with you. Understand the power of inner conviction highlights the critical role that belief plays in shaping our reality. Inner conviction is more than just positive thinking or fleeting hope. It is a deep, unwavering knowing that what you desire is not only possible, but inevitable. When you have strong inner conviction, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the certainty that your desires will manifest. This sense of certainty is the foundation of all successful manifestations, because it creates a vibrational match between you and what you seek. At the heart of inner conviction is the belief that you are the creator of your reality. This belief goes beyond mere intellectual understanding and sinks into the core of your being. Many people understand on a surface level that their thoughts and emotions influence their life experiences, but few realize the full extent of their creative power. When you fully embrace your role as a creator, you begin to see the world differently. You recognize that your external circumstances are not random or out of your control, but are instead a direct reflection of your internal state. With this understanding comes immense responsibility, but also immense freedom. You are not at the mercy of fate or chance. You have the power to shape your reality through your inner conviction. Inner conviction is built on faith, but not the kind of faith that is fragile and dependent on external evidence. It is the type of faith that persists even when there are no outward signs that your desire is on its way. In fact, this unwavering faith is often tested in moments when things seem to be going wrong or when progress appears slow. It is in these moments of doubt and uncertainty that inner conviction becomes essential. Those who lack conviction are easily swayed by circumstances. They allow temporary setbacks to erode their belief in what they want. However, those with strong inner conviction remain steadfast, trusting that the process is unfolding perfectly, even if it is not yet visible in the physical world. This conviction is not blind faith. It is rooted in the understanding of universal laws, particularly the law of attraction and the law of assumption. These laws state that like attracts like, and that what you assume to be true will become your reality. When you operate from a place of inner conviction, you are assuming the truth of your desire's fulfillment before it arrives. You are aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the version of yourself who already has what you seek. This creates a powerful energetic signal that attracts the circumstances and opportunities that are in alignment with your conviction. It is important to note that inner conviction is not about wishful thinking or hoping that things will happen. It is about embodying the feeling of already having what you want. When you are truly convicted, you do not waver or question whether your desire will manifest. You know it will. This knowing shifts your entire vibration. It changes how you interact with the world, how you perceive challenges, and how you approach your goals. Instead of coming from a place of lack or need, you operate from a place of abundance and certainty. This shift in mindset and energy is what allows your desires to manifest with ease. Building inner conviction requires consistency and self-discipline. It's easy to believe in your desires when things are going well, but it's much harder to maintain that belief when obstacles arise. However, it is in these moments of difficulty that your conviction is strengthened. Every time you choose to hold on to your belief in the face of doubt, you are reinforcing your inner conviction. This process of reinforcement builds resilience and strengthens your faith in yourself and in the universe. One of the ways to cultivate inner conviction is through the practice of visualization and affirmations. Visualization is a powerful tool that allows you to mentally rehearse the experience of having your desire before it manifests. When done correctly, visualization helps to embed the feeling of already having what you want into your subconscious mind. The more vividly you can imagine your desired outcome, and the more real it feels to you, the stronger your inner conviction will become. Similarly, affirmations can be used to reprogram your mind with positive beliefs and assumptions. By consistently affirming the reality of your desires, you begin to shift your internal narrative from one of doubt and uncertainty to one of certainty and fulfillment. Finally, inner conviction is about aligning with the feeling of fulfillment. This means that you must cultivate the emotions and mindset of already having what you desire. You cannot wait for the manifestation to feel happy, abundant, or successful. You must embody those feelings now. By aligning your emotional state with the outcome you want, you create a vibrational match for that outcome, allowing it to manifest more quickly and easily. Inner conviction is the driving force behind all successful manifestations. It is the deep, unwavering belief that what you desire is already yours. And it is this belief that aligns you with the energy of your desires. Cultivating inner conviction requires faith, self-trust, and a commitment to maintaining a positive internal state, even in the face of challenges. When you understand and harness the power of inner conviction, you become a master of your reality, capable of manifesting anything you desire with confidence and ease. Embrace the journey and growth emphasizes the importance of viewing life as a continuous process of development, rather than focusing solely on the end result. Many people become so fixated on their desires that they overlook the value of the journey itself, missing out on the personal growth, lessons, and experiences that unfold along the way. Manifestation and personal transformation are not merely about attaining goals, but about who you become in the process of achieving them. Embracing the journey is a shift in mindset that allows you to appreciate every step, no matter how small, and recognize that growth happens in every moment, not just when you reach the destination. One of the most significant aspects of embracing the journey is recognizing that growth is often uncomfortable. Personal growth rarely occurs when things are easy or comfortable. It happens when you are pushed outside of your comfort zone, when you face challenges, and when you are required to adapt and change. Many people resist these moments of discomfort because they view them as obstacles or setbacks. However, when you embrace the journey, you begin to see these challenges as opportunities for growth. You understand that every challenge is helping you to become the person who is capable of receiving and sustaining what you desire. Growth requires patience, and this is where embracing the journey becomes crucial. Too often people want instant results and become frustrated when their desires don't manifest immediately. But the process of growth takes time, and rushing through it can lead to missed opportunities for learning and self-discovery. Patience is not about waiting passively, it's about trusting that every step you take is moving you closer to your goals, even when progress seems slow. Embracing the journey means being present in the process and allowing yourself to enjoy each phase of development, rather than being fixated on the future or feeling impatient with where you are. When you embrace the journey, you also become more open to the unexpected twists and turns that life brings. The path to your desires is rarely linear. There will be detours, surprises, and even moments where it feels like you are moving backward. These moments are part of the process, and they often carry important lessons that are necessary for your growth. By embracing the journey, you release the need to control every step, and instead trust that the universe is guiding you in the right direction, even when things don't go according to your original plan. Sometimes, what appears to be a detour is actually the most direct route to your goal, because it provides you with the growth and wisdom you need to fully realize your desires. Another key element of embracing the journey is cultivating a sense of presence. So many people live their lives in the future, always thinking about what's next, what they want to achieve, or what they need to do. This constant focus on the future can create anxiety and a sense of dissatisfaction with the present moment. However, the present is where life happens, and it's where growth occurs. When you embrace the journey, you learn to be fully present in each moment, appreciating where you are right now, even if it's not where you ultimately want to be. By doing so, you tap into the joy, fulfillment, and growth that are available to you in the present, rather than always chasing after some future moment of happiness. Embracing the journey also means accepting that growth is a lifelong process. There is no final destination where you will have achieved everything and no longer need to grow. Life is about continual expansion, and with each new goal or desire, there will be new opportunities for growth. This perspective allows you to approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than frustration or impatience. You understand that there will always be new lessons to learn, new challenges to overcome, and new experiences to have. Instead of resisting this process, you welcome it, knowing that every step is helping you to become more of who you are meant to be. An essential part of embracing the journey is cultivating gratitude for the process itself. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is present, from what you have yet to achieve to what you have already accomplished. When you are grateful for the journey, you begin to see that every experience, whether positive or negative, is contributing to your growth. Gratitude helps you to appreciate the small victories, the lessons learned, and the progress made along the way. It creates a positive mindset that allows you to stay motivated and inspired, even when the journey is difficult. Growth also involves self-awareness. As you move along your journey, you begin to learn more about yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your desires, and your fears. This self-awareness is invaluable because it allows you to make conscious choices about how you want to grow and what you want to focus on. When you embrace the journey, you take the time to reflect on your experiences, to learn from them, and to make adjustments as needed. You become more in tune with yourself and your needs, which helps you to stay aligned with your desires and continue growing in a direction that is meaningful to you. Finally, embracing the journey means celebrating progress, no matter how small. It's easy to become discouraged when you feel like you haven't yet reached your destination. But when you celebrate the small steps forward, you reinforce a positive mindset and stay motivated to keep going. Each step, no matter how small, is a sign of growth and progress, and by acknowledging it, you create momentum that helps carry you toward your larger goals. Embracing the journey and growth is about shifting your focus from the destination to the process. It's about appreciating every step, learning from every experience, and understanding that the journey itself is where the real transformation happens. When you embrace the journey, you cultivate patience, presence, gratitude, and self-awareness, allowing you to grow into the person who is ready to receive and sustain the fulfillment of your desires. This mindset not only makes the journey more enjoyable, but also ensures that you are growing and evolving with each step you take toward your goals. At its core, this point encourages you to trust in the inherent wisdom of the universe. Often we get caught up in the fear that we might miss out on opportunities, or that if we don't take immediate action, our desires will slip through our fingers. This fear leads to a mentality of scarcity, where we believe that life is a competition for limited resources, and that if we don't constantly push and strive, we will be left behind. However, when you internalize the belief that what is meant for you will come, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. You begin to understand that the universe is infinitely abundant and that there is more than enough for everyone. What is truly meant for you cannot be taken away or delayed by external circumstances because it is already destined to be yours. One of the most profound aspects of knowing that what is meant for you will come is that it allows you to release attachment to specific outcomes. When we are deeply attached to a particular result, we often experience anxiety and fear, worrying about whether or not things will turn out the way we want them to. This attachment can actually create resistance because it is based on the underlying belief that we might not get what we desire. However, when you trust that what is meant for you will come, you are able to let go of this attachment and surrender to the flow of life. You no longer need to obsess over how or when something will happen because you trust that, in the grand scheme of things, everything is happening exactly as it should. This trust in what is meant for you also enables you to handle setbacks and disappointments with greater ease. It's natural to feel frustrated or discouraged when things don't go as planned. But when you believe that what is truly meant for you will come, you can view these challenges from a higher perspective. Instead of seeing them as failures or rejections, you begin to understand that they are redirections steering you away from what is not meant for you and towards something better. Often what seems like a setback is actually the universe's way of clearing the path for something more aligned with your true purpose. When you embrace this perspective, you become more resilient, understanding that even the delays and detours are part of the process of receiving what is ultimately meant for you. Another important element of knowing that what is meant for you will come is patience. In a world where we are often conditioned to expect instant results, it can be difficult to trust in the timing of the universe. We want things to happen on our schedule, and when they don't, we may feel frustrated or anxious. However, when you trust that what is meant for you will come, you cultivate the patience to allow things to unfold naturally. You begin to understand that there is a divine timing at play, and that everything happens when the conditions are right. Just as a seed must go through a period of growth before it can bloom, your desires must also align with the right circumstances, people, and opportunities before they can manifest in your life. Patience, therefore, becomes a form of faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, and that what is meant for you is already on its way. Moreover, this belief helps you stay grounded in moments of comparison. It is easy to look at others and feel that they are achieving their goals faster, or that they are getting opportunities that seem out of reach for you. But when you know that what is meant for you will come, you stop comparing your journey to others. You understand that each person is on their own unique path, and that their success does not take away from yours. What is meant for them is for them, and what is meant for you is for you. This mindset fosters a sense of inner peace, allowing you to celebrate others' achievements without feeling envious or insecure. You know that your time will come when the moment is right, and you trust that the universe has something equally special in store for you. Knowing that what is meant for you will come also brings a sense of liberation. You are no longer weighed down by the constant pressure to force things into place. Instead, you are free to move through life with a sense of ease and flow, trusting that you are being guided toward your highest good. This does not mean that you become passive or complacent. On the contrary, you continue to take inspired action toward your goals, but you do so with the understanding that you do not need to control every detail. You act from a place of trust and alignment, rather than from a place of fear or desperation. This trust in what is meant for you also helps you to make decisions with greater clarity. When you are deeply rooted in the belief that the right opportunities will find you, you no longer feel the need to rush into decisions out of fear of missing out. You become more discerning, listening to your intuition, and allowing yourself to be guided toward what feels right. This inner knowing allows you to say no to opportunities that are not aligned with your true purpose, even if they seem appealing on the surface. You trust that by staying true to yourself, you will attract the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are truly meant for you. Finally, knowing that what is meant for you will come fosters a deep sense of gratitude. When you trust that everything is happening in divine order, you begin to appreciate the present moment for what it is. You stop waiting for your desires to manifest before you allow yourself to feel happy or fulfilled. Instead, you cultivate gratitude for where you are right now, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be on your journey. This gratitude raises your vibration, aligning you with the energy of abundance and attracting even more blessings into your life. Knowing that what is meant for you will come is a powerful mindset that allows you to move through life with trust, patience, and ease. It frees you from the need to control every outcome, helps you handle setbacks with grace, and fosters a deep sense of inner peace. By embracing this belief, you align yourself with the flow of the universe, allowing your desires to manifest in their perfect time and in the most harmonious way. Ultimately, what is meant for you will come, and when it does, it will be better than anything you could have forced or planned. In conclusion, the journey of manifesting your desires and creating the life you envision is not merely about the outcomes you seek, but about the inner transformation and growth that occurs along the way. Trusting in divine timing, aligning with the feeling of fulfillment, letting go of control and attachment, cultivating inner conviction, embracing the journey and growth, and knowing that what is meant for you will come are all essential principles that guide you toward your highest potential. These truths empower you to approach life with patience, faith, and a deep sense of trust, allowing you to release the fear and anxiety that often accompany the pursuit of your goals. By integrating these principles into your daily life, you become aligned with the natural flow of the universe, moving through challenges with grace and welcoming the opportunities and experiences that are meant for you. In doing so, you realize that the path to your desires is not about forcing or striving, but about becoming the person who is ready to receive them. Everything that is meant for you will arrive in its perfect time, and as you trust in this process, you will find peace in the present and fulfillment in every step of the journey. To bring any wish to reality, one must first understand a fundamental principle: your outer world is a direct reflection of your inner state. The experiences you encounter, the circumstances you find yourself in, and even the relationships you nurture or neglect all stem from the condition of your internal world. The key to manifesting any desire is to recognize that everything begins within you. It is the understanding that the seed of what you wish to experience has already been planted, and now your task is to nurture that seed until it grows and bears fruit. The most critical step in manifesting your wish is recognizing that your imagination is the tool through which creation happens. Every reality you encounter, every wish fulfilled or unfulfilled, begins as a thought or a vision in your mind. Your imagination is not a frivolous tool. It is the creative power that shapes your life. If you can imagine it clearly and vividly, you can bring it into existence. In this sense, the world outside is not the source of your experiences, but the result of your inner life. Once you acknowledge the power of your imagination, you must learn to wield it with purpose and intention. The key here is identifying with the outcome you desire. You must see yourself as already possessing what you wish for. If your desire is wealth, then you must imagine yourself already enjoying that wealth, not as some distant possibility, but as a present reality. If you wish for love, you must feel as though you are already loved and cherished. If success is your goal, you must mentally inhabit the role of someone who has already achieved success. This is where the law of identical harvest comes into play. It means that whatever you sow in your mind through imagination and belief will be what you reap in reality. You cannot plant seeds of doubt, fear, or inadequacy and expect to harvest confidence, joy, and success. The harvest will always be identical to the seeds you plant. Therefore, your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs must align with what you wish to experience. This law is unwavering. It operates with absolute precision. Just as a farmer cannot plant an apple seed and expect oranges, you cannot sow thoughts of lack and limitation and expect abundance and freedom. The next crucial aspect of bringing any wish to reality is persistence. Many people dabble with their desires. They think about what they want for a moment, then allow doubt and fear to creep in and dominate their thoughts. They may imagine themselves successful one day, and the next they fall back into old patterns of worry and self-doubt. This inconsistent thinking is the reason so many fail to manifest their desires. To successfully bring a wish into reality, you must persist in the assumption that it is already done. This means that, despite outer appearances, you hold firm to the inner vision of your fulfilled desire. You do not allow external circumstances to sway your conviction. No matter what the outside world shows you, you continue to believe in the reality of your wish fulfilled. This is not blind optimism, it is an unwavering commitment to your vision. As you persist, something remarkable begins to happen. The outer world, which once seemed so resistant to change, starts to shift. Circumstances begin to align in ways you could not have anticipated. People show up in your life who can help you. Opportunities arise that were previously hidden. But these changes are not random. They are the natural outgrowth of the seeds you have been planting and nurturing within your imagination. However, persistence does not mean force. You cannot compel the outside world to change through sheer willpower. Instead, you must remain calm, knowing that the change is already in progress, even if you cannot see it yet. The process of manifestation is much like the growth of a plant. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You trust that, beneath the surface, the seed is doing its work, drawing nutrients from the soil and pushing its roots deeper into the earth. In the same way, your desire, once planted in your mind, will take root and grow. Your job is to trust the process, water it with positive thoughts, and give it the space to flourish. Another essential component of bringing any wish to reality is the feeling state. It is not enough to simply think about what you want, you must feel it deeply. Feeling is the secret to turning your thoughts into reality. When you engage your emotions and fully embody the state of your wish fulfilled, you are sending a powerful signal to the universe. Your emotions are the language through which you communicate your desires to the world, and they have the power to bring forth your imagined reality. To align with your wish emotionally, you must cultivate the feeling of already having what you desire. This might seem challenging at first, especially if your current reality looks nothing like your desired outcome. But this is the practice you are training your mind and emotions to operate from a new state of being. Every time you imagine your wish fulfilled, allow yourself to feel the joy, satisfaction, or peace that would come with it. Live in that emotional state as often as possible, and over time it will become your natural state. One of the most common obstacles to manifesting desires is the belief that we must know exactly how our wishes will come to fruition. We are taught that hard work and effort are the only ways to achieve our goals. While action has its place, it is not the starting point. The starting point is your belief in the reality of your wish fulfilled. The how will take care of itself once you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with your desire. You do not need to know every step of the process. You only need to trust that the way will be revealed as you move forward with faith. Consider this: a person who wishes to travel to a distant city does not need to know the entire journey before they begin. They trust that as they move along the path, the next step will reveal itself. In the same way, as you hold your desire in mind and remain faithful to it, the next steps will naturally unfold. The universe, or the creative power within you, will orchestrate events, people, and circumstances in ways you cannot foresee. But this orchestration only happens when you let go of the need to control every detail and trust the process. It is also essential to release any attachment to the timing of your manifestation. Many people become discouraged because their desires do not appear immediately. They forget that just as a seed takes time to grow into a fully formed plant, so too does the process of manifestation take time. Patience is not about waiting idly, but about maintaining faith and confidence during the period between planting the seed and reaping the harvest. It is trusting that, even when you cannot see any visible changes, the work is still being done beneath the surface. During this period of waiting, it is crucial to guard your thoughts. Doubts and fears will naturally arise, but you must not dwell on them. Instead, reaffirm your belief in the inevitability of your wish fulfilled. Think of it as tending to a garden. If weeds of doubt begin to grow, you must pull them out before they choke the healthy plants. This is the mental discipline required to manifest your desires. It is not always easy, but the rewards are worth the effort. Bringing any wish to reality also requires that you be open to receiving. Many people are excellent at visualizing and affirming their desires, but are not open to receiving them. This may be due to feelings of unworthiness, guilt, or fear of change. If you hold any of these limiting beliefs, they will block the flow of your desires into your life. You must believe that you are worthy of receiving all the good things you wish for. You must allow yourself to accept the blessings that come your way, knowing that they are the natural result of your inner work. To truly bring any wish to reality, you must align every aspect of yourself with the outcome you desire: your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and actions. This is the essence of the law of identical harvest. You will always reap what you sow. So if you wish for abundance, sow thoughts of abundance. If you wish for love, sow thoughts of love. If you wish for success, sow thoughts of success. The harvest is guaranteed when you plant the right seeds and nurture them with faith and persistence. Bringing any wish to reality is not a mystical or unattainable process. It is a natural law that works as reliably as the law of gravity. By understanding the power of your imagination, persisting in the belief of your wish fulfilled, feeling the reality of your desire, and allowing the universe to unfold the path before you, you can bring any wish to fruition. The law of identical harvest ensures that the seeds you plant in your mind will always grow into the reality you experience. The question is not whether the law works, but whether you are willing to work with it. The life you desire is already within you, waiting to be brought into existence. To bring any wish to reality, one must first understand a fundamental principle: your outer world is a direct reflection of your inner state. Everything that unfolds in your life, the circumstances, experiences, relationships, and opportunities, is shaped by the condition of your internal world. Often we attribute the events of our lives to external forces, believing that the world around us dictates our reality. However, the truth is quite the opposite. The world you see and experience is a mirror of what you carry within yourself. If you want to change your life, you must start by changing your inner state. The key to manifesting any desire is to recognize that everything begins within you. It all starts in the mind. The seed of whatever you wish to experience has already been planted inside you, and it is your responsibility to nurture that seed until it grows and bears fruit in the external world. In other words, your thoughts and feelings are the creative forces that shape your reality. If you can imagine it, you can bring it into existence. The imagination is not a mere tool for entertainment, it is the source of all creation. Every invention, every achievement, and every fulfilled desire begins as an idea in the mind. Therefore, your imagination holds the key to your future. But simply understanding the power of imagination is not enough. You must learn how to use it effectively. The first step is identifying with the outcome you desire. You must see yourself as already possessing what you want. This is where most people fall short. They desire something, but they do not truly believe they can have it. They think of their desires as something far off in the future, something they will only attain if everything goes perfectly. But this way of thinking only reinforces the gap between where they are and where they want to be. To bring your wish to reality, you must eliminate that gap in your mind. You must begin to think and feel as though you already have what you want. If your desire is wealth, then you must imagine yourself living a life of abundance. Feel the joy and freedom that comes with financial security. If your goal is love, then you must imagine yourself being loved and cherished. Feel the warmth and connection of a loving relationship. If success is what you seek, then you must see yourself as already successful, accomplishing your goals with ease. This is the process of mentally and emotionally inhabiting the state of your wish fulfilled. This leads us to the concept of the law of identical harvest. The law of identical harvest states that whatever you plant in your mind will be exactly what you experience in your life. In other words, the thoughts and feelings you cultivate will eventually manifest in the external world. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and lack, you will harvest circumstances that reflect those inner states. If you plant seeds of confidence, abundance, and joy, you will experience a life that reflects those qualities. The outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world. Just as a farmer cannot plant an apple seed and expect oranges, you cannot sow thoughts of failure and expect success. The law of identical harvest is absolute. It works every time without fail. It does not matter whether you are aware of it or not, it is always in operation. The key to harnessing this law is to consciously choose what you plant in your mind. Most people allow their thoughts to run on autopilot, reacting to the events of their day without realizing that they are creating their future. But you have the power to take control of your mind and direct it toward the outcomes you desire. Once you have planted the seeds of your desire in your imagination, the next step is persistence. This is where many people struggle. They may imagine their desired outcome for a day or two, but then they allow doubt, fear, or external circumstances to shake their belief. They revert to their old patterns of thinking and feeling, and as a result, they fail to bring their wish into reality. To manifest your desires, you must persist in the belief that your wish is already fulfilled. This means that no matter what happens in the external world, you continue to hold the inner vision of your fulfilled desire. You do not waver in your belief, even when things seem to be going in the opposite direction. Persistence is not about forcing things to happen. It is about maintaining an unwavering belief in the reality of your wish, even when the evidence has not yet appeared. The outer world may not immediately reflect the changes you are making within yourself, but that does not mean the changes are not happening. Just like a seed takes time to grow into a plant, your desires take time to manifest. The process is happening beneath the surface, even if you cannot see it yet. Your job is to remain faithful to your vision and trust that it will come to fruition in its own time. During this period of persistence, it is essential to guard your thoughts and feelings. Negative thoughts and doubts will naturally arise, but you must not dwell on them. Every time you catch yourself thinking in a way that contradicts your desired outcome, gently redirect your mind back to the vision of your fulfilled desire. This is the mental discipline required to manifest your wishes. It is not enough to imagine your desire once and then forget about it. You must consistently align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality you want to create. In addition to persistence, another critical aspect of bringing any wish to reality is feeling. Feeling is the secret ingredient that turns your thoughts into reality. It is not enough to simply think about what you want, you must feel it as though it is already yours. Your emotions are the energy that powers your creative process. When you feel the joy, excitement, or peace that comes with having your desire, you are sending a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive it. To generate the feelings associated with your wish fulfilled, you must cultivate the habit of living in the end. This means that in your mind and emotions, you live as though your desire has already been realized. If you desire wealth, you must feel the security and freedom that comes with financial abundance, even if your current bank account says otherwise. If you desire love, you must feel the warmth and connection of a loving relationship, even if you are currently single. The key is to embody the state of your wish fulfilled, even before it shows up in your external world. One of the most common reasons people struggle to manifest their desires is that they are too focused on how it will happen. They believe that they need to figure out every step of the process before their wish can come true. But this is not how the creative process works. The how is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to focus on the end result and trust that the universe or the creative power within you will orchestrate the events necessary to bring your desire into reality. You do not need to know every step along the way. You only need to know that the way will be revealed as you move forward with faith. Imagine that you are driving to a distant city. You do not need to see the entire road before you begin the journey. You trust that as you drive, the next stretch of road will reveal itself, and you will reach your destination. In the same way, as you hold your desire in mind and move forward with faith, the next steps will unfold naturally. The right people, opportunities, and circumstances will show up at the right time. But this only happens when you let go of the need to control every detail and allow the process to unfold. Another important aspect of manifesting your desires is patience. Many people become frustrated or discouraged when their wishes do not manifest immediately. They expect instant results, and when they do not see any evidence of change, they lose faith and give up. But manifestation is a process, not an event. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a plant, your desires take time to manifest. Patience is not about waiting passively, it is about maintaining faith and confidence during the period between planting the seed and harvesting the fruit. During this waiting period, it is crucial to remain aligned with your desire. This means continuing to think, feel, and act as though your wish has already been fulfilled, even if there is no visible evidence yet. The temptation to give in to doubt and fear will be strong, but you must resist it. Every time you feel doubt creeping in, remind yourself that the process is already in motion, even if you cannot see it yet. The seed has been planted, and your job is to trust that it will grow. One of the most overlooked aspects of bringing any wish to reality is the ability to receive. Many people are excellent at imagining and affirming their desires, but they are not open to receiving them. This often stems from feelings of unworthiness, guilt, or fear of change. If you hold any of these limiting beliefs, they will block the flow of your desires into your life. You must believe that you are worthy of receiving all the good things you desire. You must allow yourself to accept the blessings that come your way, knowing that they are the natural result of the inner work you have done. To truly manifest your wishes, you must align every part of yourself with your desired outcome. This includes your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, and your actions. Every aspect of your being must be in harmony with the reality you want to create. This is the essence of the law of identical harvest. You will always reap what you sow. If you want to experience abundance, you must sow thoughts of abundance. If you want to experience love, you must sow thoughts of love. If you want to experience success, you must sow thoughts of success. Bringing any wish to reality is not a mysterious or unattainable process. It is a natural law, just like the law of gravity. By understanding the power of your imagination, persisting in the belief of your wish fulfilled, feeling the reality of your desire, and allowing the universe to unfold the path before you, you can bring any wish to fruition. The law of identical harvest guarantees that the seeds you plant in your mind will eventually grow into the reality you experience. The question is not whether the law works, the question is whether you are willing to work with it. The life you desire is already within you, waiting to be brought into existence. All you need to do is nurture it with faith, persistence, and belief, and it will inevitably come to pass. To bring any wish to reality, you must first understand a crucial truth: your outer world, the world you interact with daily, is simply a reflection of your inner state. It is easy to think that life happens to us, that external circumstances dictate our experiences, or that luck, fate, or other people are the driving forces behind what happens in our lives. But in reality, everything you encounter, everything you experience, begins within you. The events, circumstances, and opportunities you face all stem from the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that reside within you. This understanding is foundational if you are to bring any wish to reality. At its core, manifesting a desire starts with recognizing that your imagination is the source of creation. Everything begins as a thought or vision. Every innovation, every breakthrough, every achievement in human history first existed as an idea in someone's mind. In the same way, every change, every transformation, and every desire you wish to bring into your life must start within you, with your thoughts and your vision of that desire fulfilled. This is where the process begins, by acknowledging that your imagination is the most powerful tool at your disposal. What you see in your mind's eye, you can eventually experience in the physical world. The imagination is not just for fantasies or daydreams, it is a creative force that can shape the fabric of your reality. It is the soil in which the seeds of your desires are planted. Once you understand this, you can begin to harness your imagination with intention and purpose. You start by identifying clearly what it is that you wish to experience. However, identifying your desire is only the first step. It is not enough to simply want something. You must be able to see yourself as already having it. You must begin to live in the mental state of the person who has already achieved or received what you desire. This is where many people struggle. They desire something, but their thoughts, feelings, and beliefs contradict that desire. They imagine what they want, but in the next moment they doubt whether it is possible. They see their desire as something distant, something that might happen in the future, but is not a part of their present experience. To bring any wish to reality, you must close the gap between your current state and the state of having your desire. In your mind, you must already be that person who has what you want. If your desire is to experience wealth, you must imagine yourself living in abundance, feeling the security and freedom that comes with financial prosperity. If your desire is love, you must feel as though you are already in a loving, fulfilling relationship, even if your current circumstances do not reflect that. If your desire is success, you must begin to see yourself as successful now, not at some distant point in the future. This is the essence of identifying with your wish fulfilled. The power of this process lies in a universal principle, the law of identical harvest. This law states that whatever you plant in your mind will produce an identical harvest in your reality. So, in other words, the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you consistently hold will manifest in your external world. If you plant thoughts of lack, fear, and doubt, you will experience circumstances that reflect those thoughts. But if you plant thoughts of abundance, confidence, and joy, you will experience circumstances that reflect those positive states of mind. The outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world. Just as a farmer cannot plant wheat and expect to harvest corn, you cannot plant negative thoughts and expect to experience positive results. The law of identical harvest is precise and unwavering. It is always at work, whether you are aware of it or not. Every moment of your life, you are sowing seeds in the fertile soil of your mind. The question is, what kind of seeds are you planting? Are you planting seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation? Or are you planting seeds of belief, possibility, and abundance. The results you experience in your life will always match the seeds you have planted. Once you have planted the seeds of your desire in your imagination, the next critical step is persistence. Many people fail to bring their wishes to reality because they do not persist in their vision. They may hold on to their desire for a few days, a few weeks, or even a few months, but when they do not see immediate results, they give up. They allow external circumstances to shake their belief, and they return to their old patterns of thinking. This inconsistency in thought is the primary reason why so many people fail to manifest their desires. Persistence means holding on to your vision of your wish fulfilled, no matter what happens in the external world. It means that even when things seem to be going wrong, even when there is no evidence that your desire is coming to fruition, you continue to believe in the reality of your wish fulfilled. You do not waver in your belief. You do not allow the appearances of the outside world to dictate your inner state. This is not about forcing things to happen. It is about maintaining a steady, unwavering conviction that your desire is already yours. The process of manifestation is much like the growth of a plant. When you plant a seed in the ground, you do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You trust that beneath the surface, the seed is doing its work. It is drawing nutrients from the soil, it is putting down roots, and eventually it will sprout. In the same way, when you plant the seed of your desire in your mind, you must trust that the process is unfolding, even if you cannot see the results yet. The outer world may not change immediately, but that does not mean that change is not happening. It is simply happening beneath the surface in ways that are not yet visible. To persist in the belief of your wish fulfilled requires mental discipline. It requires you to keep your focus on what you want, even when doubts, fears, and challenges arise. Negative thoughts will inevitably come up, but you must learn to redirect them. Every time you catch yourself doubting the reality of your desire, remind yourself of your vision. Every time fear or anxiety tries to take hold, return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about choosing to focus on the outcome you desire, rather than on the obstacles in your way. Feeling is another critical aspect of bringing any wish to reality. It is not enough to simply think about what you want, you must feel it as though it is already yours. Feeling is the emotional fuel that powers your creative process. When you feel the emotions associated with your desire, whether that is joy, excitement, peace, or love, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of that desire. You are sending a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready to receive it. Many people struggle with this aspect of manifestation because they are too focused on their current circumstances. They find it difficult to feel wealthy when they are struggling financially. They find it hard to feel loved when they are lonely. But this is where the power of imagination comes in. Your imagination allows you to transcend your current reality and enter the state of your wish fulfilled. Every time you imagine your desire, allow yourself to feel the emotions that would come with it. Feel the joy, the excitement, the satisfaction of having your desire right now, in this moment. The more you can feel it, the more real it becomes. As you continue to cultivate the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you will begin to notice subtle changes in your external world. Opportunities will arise, people will show up, and circumstances will align in ways that support the fulfillment of your desire. But these changes are not random. They are the natural outgrowth of the seeds you have planted in your mind and nurtured with your feelings and beliefs. The universe responds to the vibration you are emitting, and it brings into your life experiences that match that vibration. One of the most common obstacles to manifesting your desires is the belief that you must know exactly how your wish will come to fruition. Many people get caught up in trying to figure out the details of how their desire will manifest, and this creates resistance. The truth is, you do not need to know how it will happen. You only need to know what you want and trust that the process will unfold in its own time and in its own way. The how is not your concern. Your concern is to stay focused on the end result, the fulfillment of your desire. When you focus on the how, you are limiting the infinite possibilities available to you. The universe, or the creative power within you, knows far more than you do about the best way to bring your desire into reality. It has access to resources, people, and opportunities that you could never have imagined. Your job is to trust the process and allow the path to unfold before you. This trust is essential because the process of manifestation often unfolds in ways that are unexpected. The journey to your desire may take twists and turns that you did not anticipate, but each step is a necessary part of the process. As long as you remain focused on your vision and trust that the universe is working on your behalf, you will eventually reach your destination. Another key element of bringing any wish to reality is patience. Many people give up on their desires because they do not see immediate results. They expect their wish to manifest overnight, and when it does not, they become frustrated and disheartened. But manifestation is a process, and it takes time. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a full-grown plant, your desires take time to manifest in the physical world. Patience is not about waiting idly, it is about maintaining faith and confidence during the period between planting the seed and harvesting the fruit. It is about trusting that the process is unfolding, even if you cannot see the results yet. The external world is often slow to catch up with the changes that are happening within you, but that does not mean the changes are not happening. They are simply taking time to manifest. During this period of waiting, it is essential to stay aligned with your desire. This means continuing to think, feel, and act as though your wish has already been fulfilled, even if there is no visible evidence yet. It is easy to lose faith when there is no immediate proof that your desire is coming to fruition. But this is where persistence and trust come into play. Finally, to truly bring any wish to reality, you must be open to receiving. Many people are excellent at visualizing and affirming their desires, but they are not open to receiving them. They may feel unworthy, guilty, or fearful of change. These limiting beliefs create blocks that prevent their desires from manifesting. You must believe that you are worthy of receiving everything you desire. You must allow yourself to accept the blessings that come your way, knowing that they are the natural result of the inner work you have done. Bringing any wish to reality is not a matter of luck or chance. It is a process that follows natural laws. By understanding the power of your imagination, persisting in the belief of your wish fulfilled, feeling the reality of your desire, and allowing the process to unfold without resistance, you can manifest any desire in your life. The law of identical harvest guarantees that the seeds you plant in your mind will eventually grow into the reality you experience. The only question is whether you are willing to do the inner work necessary to bring your wishes into reality. The power is already within you, you simply need to use it. In conclusion, the journey to bringing any wish into reality begins and ends within you. The external world is a reflection of your internal state, shaped by your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and persistent focus on your desires. By harnessing the creative power of your imagination, living in the state of your wish fulfilled, and aligning your emotions with that vision, you activate a process that mirrors the seeds you plant in your mind. The law of identical harvest ensures that what you nurture within will manifest without. As long as you persist in faith, trust the process, and remain open to receiving. This is not a mystical or elusive phenomenon, but a natural and reliable principle at work in every aspect of life. The reality you seek already exists within you, waiting for your conscious direction to be brought forth into your experience. With patience, unwavering belief, and the willingness to receive, you can turn any wish into reality, understanding that the power to create and transform your life is entirely in your hands. The path to fulfillment is already paved, and by aligning your inner world with your desires, you ensure that every wish will find its way to you. Imagine for a moment that your destiny is not something that happens to you, but something you actively create. Every circumstance, every experience, and every relationship in your life is a reflection of your inner state of being. The external world is not separate from you. It is, in fact, the product of your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. The law and the promise offer us the key to understanding how we can take control of our destiny and consciously shape the life we desire. The law is simple. It states that whatever you assume to be true, regardless of whether it is true in your current physical reality, will eventually manifest in your external world. This law is based on the understanding that your imagination and your feelings are the creative forces in your life. What you imagine and feel, you bring into existence. The promise, on the other hand, is the deeper spiritual truth that lies at the heart of the human experience, the realization of your divinity. The promise is the fulfillment of your true nature, the awakening to the fact that you are the creator of your own reality, and that everything you experience is a reflection of your inner world. To understand how the law and the promise work together, we must first examine the law in greater detail. At its core, the law is the principle of assumption. It operates on the idea that whatever you assume to be true, you will experience. This is not limited to mere intellectual belief. It is about deeply felt assumptions. The key is feeling. The law requires you to not only think about what you want, but to feel as though you already have it. It is the feeling of the wish fulfilled that activates the creative power of your imagination. If you want to manifest a specific outcome in your life, the first step is to imagine the end result as though it has already occurred. Close your eyes and see yourself living in the reality you desire. Feel the emotions associated with that reality: joy, peace, fulfillment, excitement, or whatever feelings would naturally arise if your wish were filled. The more vividly you can imagine this scenario, and the more deeply you can feel the associated emotions, the more powerfully you impress this desire upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the part of you that brings your desires into manifestation. It does not question or doubt, it simply acts on the instructions it is given through your imagination and emotions. When you consistently impress the feeling of the wish fulfilled upon your subconscious mind, it begins to shape your external reality to match that internal state. This is the law in action. You are not waiting for something to happen, you are actively creating it by living in the state of your desired outcome. But the law also works in reverse. If you constantly dwell on thoughts of lack, fear, or doubt, you will manifest circumstances that reflect those inner states. This is why it is so important to guard your thoughts and emotions. Whatever you feel consistently will become your reality, whether positive or negative. The law does not discriminate, it simply brings into form whatever you assume and feel to be true. Now, let's talk about the promise. The promise is the awakening to the truth of who you really are. While the law allows you to shape your external circumstances, the promise reveals your divine nature and your power as a creator. The promise is the realization that you are not merely a human being living in a material world, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are the one who gives meaning and form to the world around you. The promise is often described as the awakening of the divine within. It is the realization that the power you have to manifest your desires comes from the divine creative force that resides within you. This realization is not something that can be intellectually understood, it is something that must be experienced. It comes in moments of deep introspection, meditation, or spiritual awakening, when you suddenly see with clarity that the world is not happening to you, you are happening to the world. The promise reveals that you are the source of your own experience. Everything that exists in your life is a reflection of your inner world. This is why it is so important to cultivate a deep awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions. If you believe that life is a struggle, you will experience struggle. If you believe that you are unworthy of love, you will experience rejection. But if you awaken to the truth that you are a powerful creator, capable of shaping your reality through your thoughts and feelings, you will begin to experience life in a completely different way. The promise is the fulfillment of your potential as a conscious creator. It is the moment when you realize that the law is not something outside of you, it is a reflection of your own divine nature. The law is the process by which you bring your desires into manifestation, but the promise is the realization that you are the one who created the law in the first place. The law exists because you exist. The creative power of the universe flows through you and responds to your every thought and feeling. Understanding the promise means understanding that your power to create is not limited to material things. While the law can be used to manifest wealth, success, relationships, and other external outcomes, the promise goes deeper. It reveals that your true power lies in your ability to shape your inner world, to cultivate peace, joy, love, and fulfillment from within. When you live from this inner state of abundance, the outer world naturally reflects it. The law and the promise are two sides of the same coin. The law is the practical application of your creative power, while the promise is the spiritual realization of that power. Together, they offer a complete picture of how you can manifest your destiny. The law allows you to shape your external circumstances, while the promise reminds you that the true source of your power lies within. To fully embody the law and the promise, you must learn to live in a state of constant awareness of your inner world. This means paying attention to your thoughts and feelings throughout the day and consciously choosing to align them with your desired outcome. It means practicing gratitude for what you have already manifested and cultivating a deep sense of trust in the creative process. One of the most powerful ways to work with the law and the promise is through the practice of living in the end. Living in the end means imagining and feeling as though your desire has already been fulfilled. Instead of waiting for something to happen in the future, you bring that future into the present by embodying the feelings and beliefs of your desired outcome now. When you live in the end, you are not hoping or wishing for something to happen, you are claiming it as already true. For example, if you desire financial abundance, don't wait for external circumstances to change before you feel abundant. Instead, begin to feel abundant now. See yourself living in a state of financial freedom and feel the emotions associated with that reality. The more you live in the end, the more you align your inner state with your desired outcome, and the more quickly that outcome will manifest in your external world. Living in the end also requires a deep sense of faith and trust in the creative process. You must be willing to let go of doubt, fear, and impatience, knowing that what you desire is already on its way to you. This is where the promise comes into play. The promise reminds you that you are not separate from the creative power of the universe, you are one with it. When you trust in your own creative power, you no longer need to force or struggle to make things happen. You can relax into the knowing that your desires are already being fulfilled. The law and the promise also invite you to look beyond the material realm and focus on the deeper spiritual aspects of life. While it is natural to want to manifest material success, relationships, and other external outcomes, the true purpose of the law is to help you awaken to your divine nature. When you use the law in alignment with the promise, you begin to see that your true fulfillment comes not from external circumstances, but from the realization of your inner power. This realization is the ultimate goal of the promise. It is the moment when you awaken to the truth that you are the creator of your own reality, and that the external world is simply a reflection of your inner state. When you fully embrace this truth, you no longer feel the need to chase after external things. Instead, you cultivate a deep sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment from within, knowing that everything you desire is already yours. The law and the promise offer a complete and transformative framework for manifesting your destiny. The law teaches you how to use your imagination and feelings to create the life you desire, while the promise reveals the deeper spiritual truth that you are the creator of your own reality. By understanding and embodying both the law and the promise, you can manifest not only material success, but also a profound sense of inner peace and fulfillment. The power to create is already within you. All you have to do is awaken to it. Let's delve even deeper into the concepts of the law and the promise, exploring not just the theoretical understanding, but also how they can be applied practically to every aspect of your life. These principles are timeless, and when grasped fully, they provide the foundation for profound transformation, not just in your external reality, but in your internal state of being as well. The law, as we've discussed, is based on the principle that whatever you assume to be true will manifest in your reality. This law operates with unwavering consistency. Whether you are conscious of it or not, it is at work in every moment of your life. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, and every emotion you feel is creating the world around you. This is the power of the law. It gives you, as an individual, the incredible ability to shape your reality through the power of your mind. But how do we apply the law in a way that is effective? How do we harness this creative force to manifest what we truly desire, rather than unconsciously recreating the circumstances we don't want? The key lies in understanding that the law responds not to fleeting thoughts or momentary desires, but to the deeply held beliefs and feelings that dominate your consciousness. It is not enough to simply want something, you must believe it to be true and feel it as real in your imagination. Let's take a common example: financial success. Many people desire financial abundance, but their dominant thoughts and feelings are centered around lack and limitation. They might constantly worry about money, feel anxious when paying bills, or believe that wealth is difficult to attain. These thoughts and feelings, though often subconscious, are the signals that are being sent to the creative power of the universe. And because the law responds to your dominant state of mind, it will continue to manifest circumstances that reflect lack and limitation. To effectively use the law to manifest financial success, you must first shift your internal state. This means moving from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. You must begin to assume that financial success is already yours, even if your current reality suggests otherwise. This shift in assumption is not just intellectual, it must be felt emotionally. You must feel the relief, the freedom, and the joy of having already achieved your financial goals. When you can sustain this feeling consistently, you are impressing the idea of financial success upon your subconscious mind, which will then begin to shape your external reality to match that internal state. One way to do this is through the practice of visualization. Visualization is a powerful tool for impressing your subconscious mind with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself living in the reality you desire. See yourself in your ideal financial situation. Perhaps you are checking your bank account and seeing a large balance, or maybe you are making a major purchase without any concern for cost. Whatever your desired outcome is, visualize it clearly and vividly. And most importantly, feel the emotions associated with it. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. Eventually, your subconscious mind will accept this new reality as true, and it will begin to influence your actions, decisions, and circumstances in ways that bring your desire into manifestation. You may find yourself presented with new opportunities, meeting people who can help you achieve your goals, or having inspired ideas that lead to financial success. This is the law in action. It is not magic or luck, it is the result of aligning your inner state with your desired outcome. Now let's turn our attention to the promise. While the law allows you to manifest specific outcomes in your life, the promise is the deeper spiritual truth that underpins all of creation. The promise is the realization of your divine nature, the understanding that you are not separate from the creative power of the universe, you are one with it. This realization is the ultimate fulfillment of the human experience. The promise is often described as an awakening, a moment of profound clarity in which you see beyond the illusion of separation and recognize the oneness of all things. This awakening is not something that can be forced or manufactured. It is a natural unfoldment that occurs as you deepen your understanding of the law and begin to live in alignment with your true nature. To fully understand the promise, we must first recognize that our external reality is a reflection of our inner state of being. The material world is not separate from us. It is a mirror that reflects back to us the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions we hold within. When we live in a state of fear, lack, or limitation, the world reflects those states back to us. But when we awaken to the truth of our divinity, we begin to see the world in a new way. We realize that the power to create lies within us, and that we are not victims of circumstance, but creators of our own reality. This awakening to the promise is a deeply personal and transformative experience. It often comes after a period of intense inner work of letting go of limiting beliefs, healing past wounds, and cultivating a deep sense of trust in the creative process. When the promise is fulfilled, it is as though a veil is lifted, and you see clearly for the first time. You realize that everything you have ever experienced, both positive and negative, has been a reflection of your own consciousness. And with this realization comes the understanding that you have the power to create a new reality, one that is aligned with your highest vision for yourself. The promise also reveals the deeper purpose of the law. While the law can be used to manifest specific desires, its true purpose is to help you awaken to your divine nature. The law is a tool for self-realization, a way for you to come into alignment with the creative power that resides within you. As you work with the law and begin to see your desires manifest, you are reminded again and again that you are the creator of your reality. And with each manifestation, you move closer to the realization of the promise. To fully embody the law and the promise, you must cultivate a deep sense of faith and trust in the creative process. This means letting go of doubt, fear, and impatience, and allowing the universe to bring your desires to you in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Trust that what you desire is already yours, and that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring it into manifestation. This trust is not passive, it is an active engagement with the creative process. You must continue to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your desired outcome, knowing that as you do so, you are moving closer to its fulfillment. This is where the practice of living in the end becomes so powerful. When you live in the end, you are not waiting for something to happen in the future. You are claiming it as already true in the present moment. Living in the end requires a shift in consciousness. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who is striving to achieve a goal, you see yourself as someone who has already achieved it. This shift in identity is what brings your desires into manifestation. When you can embody the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are aligning your inner state with your desired outcome. And the law responds by bringing that outcome into your reality. But the promise takes this concept even further. The promise reveals that your true identity is not tied to any specific outcome or desire. It is not about manifesting material success, relationships, or external achievements, though these things can be wonderful. The promise is the realization that your true identity is divine, that you are the creative force behind all of your experiences. When you awaken to this truth, you no longer need to chase after external things for validation or fulfillment. You realize that everything you need is already within you. This is the ultimate fulfillment of the promise, the realization that you are whole, complete, and perfect just as you are. You are not lacking in any way, and there is nothing you need to achieve or attain to prove your worth. The law is a tool for manifesting your desires, but the promise is the understanding that your true fulfillment comes from within. When you embody both the law and the promise, you live from a place of inner peace and confidence. You know that you have the power to create the life you desire. But you also know that your true happiness and fulfillment do not depend on external circumstances. You are free to create and enjoy the material world, but you are no longer bound by it. You are free to live in alignment with your highest vision for yourself, knowing that you are the creator of your reality. The law and the promise offer a profound and transformative path for manifesting your destiny. The law teaches you how to use the power of your imagination and emotions to create the life you desire, while the promise reveals the deeper spiritual truth that you are the creator of your own reality. By understanding and embodying both the law and the promise, you can manifest not only material success, but also a deep sense of inner peace and fulfillment. The power to create is already within you. All you have to do is awaken to it, by aligning your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with your desired outcome. And by trusting in the creative process, you can manifest your destiny and live a life that reflects your highest vision for yourself. The foundation of the law lies in the power of assumption. Whatever you assume to be true, whether positive or negative, will eventually become your reality. Assumption works at a deeper level than mere thinking. It requires conviction and emotional involvement. This point reinforces the idea that you must not only think about what you want, but also feel it as if it is already a reality. The subconscious mind does not respond to intellectual thoughts, it responds to deep-seated assumptions that carry emotional weight. By consistently assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you impress the subconscious mind, which then works to bring that assumption into the external world. The practice of assumption is about living in the end, acting as if your desires are already realized, which triggers the creative forces of the universe to align your reality with your inner state. Your subconscious mind holds immense creative power, acting as the mechanism that transforms your inner world into your outer experiences. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and imagined. It simply responds to the emotions and images you consistently feed it. This is why your dominant thoughts and feelings are so important. They are the blueprint that the subconscious mind uses to create your reality. When you understand the role of the subconscious, you begin to realize that you are always creating, whether consciously or unconsciously. By deliberately impressing positive assumptions upon the subconscious, you harness its creative power to manifest your desires. This power is why it's crucial to focus on what you want, rather than dwelling on fears, doubts, or negativity. Imagination is the key to unlocking the creative potential within you. Every invention, innovation, and achievement begins in the imagination. By imagining your desired outcome with vivid detail and emotional engagement, you are laying the foundation for its manifestation. Imagination is more than a daydream, it is the blueprint for reality. When you imagine a scenario vividly enough, your subconscious mind begins to accept it as real. This is why athletes use visualization to enhance performance. By imagining success, they prime their minds and bodies for achievement. In the context of the law and the promise, imagination allows you to live in the end, to see and feel your desires as already fulfilled, thus aligning your internal state with the external manifestation. While thoughts and images are important, it is your feelings that provide the real power behind manifestation. Feelings are the language of the subconscious mind. The stronger the emotional charge behind your thoughts, the more quickly and powerfully they manifest in your life. If you are imagining success but feeling fear, doubt, or lack, those negative emotions will override the positive images. Therefore, it is crucial to cultivate the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This involves generating the emotions you would experience if your desire were already a reality: joy, relief, gratitude, and excitement. By aligning your emotions with your desired outcome, you create a powerful magnetic force that draws your desire into your reality. But faith and persistence are essential components of manifesting your destiny. Faith is the unwavering belief that your desire is already yours, even if there is no physical evidence yet. This faith must be sustained even in the face of obstacles or delays. Persistence ensures that you maintain your focus and emotional alignment, regardless of what is happening in the external world. Too often people give up on their desires because they don't see immediate results, but the law requires time to unfold. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, your desires take time to manifest. By maintaining faith and staying persistent, you allow the creative process to unfold naturally, trusting that the universe is working on your behalf. Your inner dialogue, the constant stream of thoughts and self-talk that runs through your mind, has a significant impact on your reality. The words and phrases you repeat to yourself, consciously or unconsciously, are powerful forces of creation. If you constantly engage in negative self-talk or focus on what you don't want, you are reinforcing those undesirable outcomes. Guarding your inner dialogue means becoming aware of the thoughts you are feeding your subconscious mind and making a conscious effort to replace negative thoughts with positive ones. This doesn't mean suppressing negativity, but rather shifting your focus to more empowering beliefs and thoughts. By consistently affirming positive outcomes and engaging in uplifting self-talk, you are priming your mind for success. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions for manifesting your desires. When you feel grateful for what you already have, you send a signal to the universe that you are living in a state of abundance. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to fulfillment, from wanting to having. This emotional state aligns you with the frequency of your desires, making it easier for them to manifest. Practicing gratitude involves not only being thankful for what is currently in your life, but also feeling grateful for the things you are in the process of manifesting, even if they have not yet appeared. By cultivating an attitude of gratitude, you accelerate the manifestation process and open yourself up to receive more of what you desire. Living in the end is one of the most powerful practices for manifesting your desires. It involves embodying the state of mind and emotions you would have if your desire were already fulfilled. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to change, you bring that future reality into the present moment by acting, thinking, and feeling as if it is already true. This practice shifts your consciousness from a state of lack or longing to a state of fulfillment and abundance. When you live in the end, you are not hoping or wishing for something to happen, you are claiming it as your present reality. This shift in consciousness creates a powerful alignment between your inner state and the external world, making it easier for your desires to manifest. Doubt and fear are two of the biggest obstacles to manifestation. These emotions create resistance in the creative process and block the flow of positive energy. When you doubt that your desire will manifest or fear that something will go wrong, you are sending conflicting signals to the universe. The law works based on clarity and conviction, so it is essential to release any doubts or fears that may be holding you back. This doesn't mean ignoring these emotions, but rather acknowledging them and then choosing to focus on faith, trust, and confidence in the process. By releasing doubt and fear, you clear the path for your desires to manifest more easily. The promise is the spiritual awakening to your true nature as a creator. It is the realization that the power to manifest your desires lies within you, not in external circumstances or other people. This awakening is the fulfillment of the promise that you are not a victim of your environment, but the creator of it. The promise reveals that you are one with the creative power of the universe, and that everything you experience is a reflection of your own consciousness. As you awaken to this truth, you begin to live from a place of empowerment, knowing that you have the ability to shape your reality according to your highest vision. This realization is the ultimate goal of the law, and the promise to awaken to your divine nature and manifest your destiny from a place of inner peace and confidence. In conclusion, the understanding of the law and the promise offers a profound gateway to transforming your life and manifesting your destiny. The law teaches us that our assumptions, thoughts, and feelings directly shape the world around us. By deliberately focusing on what we want, rather than what we fear, and living in the end result of our desires, we align our inner state with our desired reality. The subconscious mind, when impressed with consistent, emotionally charged assumptions, works tirelessly to bring those desires into form. But beyond the practical application of the law, the promise invites us to awaken to our deeper nature as creators. It is the realization that we are not passive observers of life, but active participants in shaping our experience. This awakening leads to a state of inner peace, where we no longer feel the need to chase external outcomes for validation, but instead recognize that everything we seek already resides within us. The journey of manifesting your destiny is not just about external success, but about spiritual fulfillment. It is about embracing the truth that you have the power to create, heal, and shape your reality. By practicing assumption, guarding your thoughts, cultivating gratitude, and trusting in the process, you will not only manifest your desires, but also experience the deeper truth of the promise, the realization of your oneness with the creative power of the universe. Through consistent faith, imagination, and persistence, you can step into your role as the conscious creator of your life, living with purpose, peace, and empowerment. The power to manifest your destiny is already within you, waiting to be activated through the law and fulfilled through the promise.